Well, good evening, everyone. We're on Darugland at Jensen Park for the first match of the round in Football New South Wales League One Men's, and we're delighted to be opening our coverage for you this year with a massive game. It is Bankstown City hosting Rydalmere Lions. Eric Subihano here with the commentary. Delighted to be on this new scaffold. We got a great filming position here, and I'm not on my own. I am delighted to report that I'm joined in commentary for this evening's game by the longtime League One Men's reporter, Justin Smith. So firstly, Justin, thanks so much for joining us here today.
No worries, Eric, and hello to viewers out there. I'm really looking forward to this one. There's a buzz around the place, isn't there?
There is, yeah, it's incredible. I was here about an hour before kickoff. It is already a great atmosphere, and you may have seen the that kind of white tent opposite us, kind of to our right, that I'm told will be there for the whole season. So that's going to provide a great atmosphere for Bankstown City games across both men's and women's first grade for the remainder of the season. For that, let's get on to the two sets of lineups. So firstly, for the hosts of Bankstown City, in goal, number 1, Mario Alexic. Number 2, William Much. Number 5, Roberto Speranza. Number 6, Famoda Kamada. Number 7, Alek Uroshevsky. Number 10, By Antoniu. Number 11, Mario Chabot. Number 12, Sebastian Kicic. Number 14, Braden Sorge. Number 20 is Blake Rashudo. Number 99 is Peter Kakaris. On Rockdale's bench is number 9, Jonathan Grosdanovsky. Number 13, Danilo Mistrak. Number 17, Jeffrey Issa, longtime clubman Issa. Number 19, Jason Tchaikovsky. Number 21, Jackson Jarnett. Number 22, Luka Melino. And number 30, Luka Jukic. While for Rydalmere, their starting lineup, in goal, number 1, Stephen Krisis. Number 2, Jackson Bandiera. Number 3, Lomeo Nicoliello. Number 7, Adil Tosca. Number 10, Isaac Cunningham. Number 13, Ethan Thomas. Number 19, Amponsa Antwi. Number 21, Dimitri Kostopoulos. Number 23 is the captain, Carl Sandy. Number 25, Marcus Sparacino. And number 47 is Samuel Motley. On Rydalmere's bench is number 5, Sahuk Young. Number 8, Nicholas Atzone. Number 11, Sebastian Boffa. Number 12, Jiwon Seo. Number 17, Samuel Harb. And number 31 is Luke Del Vecchio. So, Justin, as the two captains, Alek Uroshevsky for Bankstown and Carl Sandy for Rydalmere, do the pre-match formalities. Just tell us, let me take everyone a little bit behind the curtain. You choose the streaming games, but this one, pretty obvious choice for round 1.
Yeah, no doubt in that. Obviously, Bankstown, the club who have probably made the most noise in the off-season, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I said in the preview, the season preview as well. Yeah. It's a really star-studded team, isn't it? And I think we were talking off there beforehand. There's 5 existing players from last season. Yep. Everyone else is new. Yep. And it extends to the coaching staff as well, with Fabian Michelli coming in. Yep.
So if you are if you've followed a reasonable amount of NPL Men's New South Wales over the recent season, certainly plenty of these names on the Bankstown City lineup will be familiar to you, but Bankstown trying to get back to the men's top tier for New South Wales, but Rydalmere, who were 4th last season and played their part in what was an exciting promotion race last season, they're certainly not to be taken lightly, and in fact it is Rydalmere in their changed light blue kits who will get us underway at Bankstown City in their traditional red and black jerseys. So there's the whistle from the referee Stephen Lucas. Away we go, and the early ball which is going to go straight out of play near that new dining area. In fact, you've been familiar with the bank. If you've been looking at the Bankstown City social, there will be an event there at that tent opposite us from us starting about 7:30. So that little corner of Jensen Park is going to get really full at the conclusion of this game. As Rydalmere try an early attack, Sorge on the turf, but back again quickly. And that's Tosca. They're swept up by Rashudo. And then Kamada running around his direct opponent. Famoda Kamada, so fast, so quick off the mark, and he shows it again to get into opposition territory. Uroshevsky already making a run to the middle. Kamada gets past another player. Well, he doesn't really get past him, but it is a free kick, despite the protestations from Ethan Thomas for Rydalmere. And there we go. That's a little taste of what Bankstown City are going to offer this season, Justin.
Yeah. Even Kamada has that pedigree, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
In NPL. Yep. He did drop back to Bonnyrigg last year, but
yes,
we can expect quality from him throughout.
Yeah. Yes, played in NPL. This is testing the memory for Sutherland, Mount Druitt, and St George City. And he did a lot of what we saw just there, darting runs down the left-hand side. So, as it's by Antoniu, or possibly Mario Chabot, to take this wide set piece. 2 in the wall, set by the Rydalmere keeper, Krisis. It'll be Antonio to deliver to the far post, and it's headed away. And Urashevsky with the volley, it's blocked, and proper body on the line stuff. Not sure who that was for Rydalmere. Actually, it was the player who gave away the free kick, Ethan Thomas. Well, those of us who follow the Football New South Wales clubs, we all know about Urashevsky's left foot. Ethan Thomas knew as well. It's a great block, which is leading to the first corner of the game. And a corner taken right in front of Abdul from Football New South Wales media team and from UBF. So, in swinger, keeper stays on the line, and off a forehead retrieved on the far side by Peter Kikaris, another of Bankstown's new signings. Kikaris whips it in swinger, it's dangerous. And not really cleared. Bankstown trying to keep it alive. Half-hearted shouts for a Bankstown free kick. In fact, it's going to go the other way, and Rydalmere survive. So, plenty of intensity in the early exchanges. And yes, we'll have to take a look at who is down receiving treatment. Apologies. Can't quite see the shirt number. In fact, it's Antonio who is not best pleased that the decision went against him, but with about a minute played here. It's Bankstown 0, Rydalmere 0. Eric Subihano with the commentary here from Jensen Park, joined by Justin Smith, and Rydalmere beginning to play it out from the back. A bit of a loose touch before it's boomed up towards halfway by Sparacino. Sorge, good first time pass to Kamada. Kamada this time, he doesn't beat Motley, his direct opponent. And now Rydalmere trying to go the other way. With Antwi, collision between him and Roberto Speranza, and a free kick. So now, Justin, Rydalmere have an attacking set piece of their own. And Antwi might need some treatment. But
yeah, you'll see plenty of this in this league,
yeah.
won't you?
Yes.
The end-to-end action.
Yes. And it really is that end-to-end action makes this league, I'd say, one of the most exciting leagues in New South Wales. I mean, I would know. I was the league reporter before you took over the reins for the 2021 season. And yes, it is rarely a dull moment in Football New South Wales. League One men's. And there's some discussions over the set piece. Later in the stream, if I remember, I'll talk about maybe the upcoming stream games for the remainder of February. And because it is February, very warm to start this game. And the action is plenty hot out on the field as well, as Rydalmere set piece to be taken by Jackson Bandiera. Again, we talk about NPL experience. He's got a lot of it, Bandiera, most notably with Blacktown and Mount Druitt. And Bandiera, one of Rydalmere's new signings for 2026. Faced up with a 3-person wall, does he go direct or does he try and find a teammate? We're about to find out. Bandiera goes direct and hits the wall, and it's a sore one. Actually, we might need to see a stoppage in play because William Much might have copped that shot right in the face from his former Blacktown teammate, I think, by the way. I think they were Blacktown at the same time, or maybe not. But anyway, it's another stoppage. So, let's see. Much he's getting up straight away. So that's good to see. We don't need to see the physio on at any point. But early days in this game. But the round actually kicked off, Justin, last night with 3 games. I love a bit of Friday night action. It's good to see League One men's giving us a nice way to start the weekend as Rydalmere get us back underway with Isaac Cunningham. And they keep it alive on the near side, but it's a strong tackle. And then a shot from range. Well, actually, might have almost turned into a decent cross for Adil Tosca, but it's a goal kick. And Justin, actually, this is incredibly not the first League One men's game you attended this season, because we'll get on to the game you attended last night at Penshurst Park between newly promoted Hurstville Zagreb and the Newcastle Jets Academy, as that is absolutely boomed by Lameo Nicoliello, and that has almost landed on the grass field opposite on the other side of the clubhouse. But yes, Justin, while we sort this out, Hurstville Jets, how was it last night at Penshurst? Good crowd as well, just like here.
Yeah, it was a good crowd. It was a nice atmosphere out there, and Hurstville did themselves proud against an academy opposition.
Yeah.
They'll cause trouble for a few teams.
Yes.
Particularly at Penshurst Park.
Yes, Penshurst Park, for the uninitiated, I think a bit narrower than a lot of grounds in this league. Makes it easier to press, and I think you're telling me Hurstville were quite good at that last night against the Jets.
Yeah, forced quite a few errors. Yes. They were actually unlucky not to take the 3 points.
Yes.
At the end of the day.
In the end, a 0-0 draw, and Hurstville doing well. There was a red card for Hurstville as well, but they managed to get a point in their first second-tier outing in 2026 as Rydalmere try to play out from the back. But do not succeed as Kamada finds Chabot. Good run from Rashudo. And into the middle, here's Urashevsky. Alec Urashevsky! And he does what he does best. The Baker has cooked up an early goal on his Bankstown City debut. Set up nicely by Rashudo before that. Chabot and Kamada involved as well. It's Bankstown City 1, Rydalmere Lions 0. And a celebration they've clearly been working on. But Justin, you know the drill. When in doubt, try and see if Urashevsky's open.
Exactly. And didn't go to plan for the Rydalmere defence there, did it?
Yes.
Allowing him that space to just drift into and finish.
Yep, and it was about,
that Rockdale connection again between Rashudo and Urashevsky pays off.
Yeah, so Rashudo stepping forward from midfield. It's a great run, great third-man run by Rashudo to find the space on the left-hand side. And, you said that connection. I don't think he looked. I think he knew Urashevsky was going to make that run, and Urashevsky has delivered, so he didn't have to wait long. Only in the 7th minute, Alec Urashevsky delivering already to give his side a 1-0 lead as Nicoliello goes long towards Antri, but it's a strong header from Esperanza. There's Rashudo again. Now Kakaris, little shimmy down the line. Rashudo again making a nice run, this time to the far side of the field. He's tracked by Nicoliello. He wins the corner. That's smart from Rashudo. Wasn't really much on, and he's won a set piece. Yeah,
different role from out there at the moment as well.
Yep.
He played centre-back for a lot of last season, didn't he, for Rockdale?
That's true. He was centre-back for, I think, a lot of his second stint with Rockdale, but if you go back far enough, I do remember him as a midfielder at Rockdale when he was younger before he went overseas, so certainly not unfamiliar ground as they try something different, but the low corner doesn't really work out. It's out off Kostopoulos for, I think that's Bankstown's third corner.
You probably refer to it as his preferred role as well. Players like playing in midfield opposed to defence.
Yes, generally speaking. He's got good defenders behind him as well. As Moorhead tennis, Robbie Speranza still up after the set piece, and then a long range shot, but it's gone onto the synthetic warm-up field behind the goal. The goal Rydalmere are defending. Worth a try. I think that was Antonio with a long range effort. Again, Rydalmere play out from the back, and they found some space at least to get into the middle third. So it's down the line. Antri, it's going to chase one. So is Motley. The keeper's up. Decent, good super keeping work there from Alexic, and certainly no stranger Alexic to followers of this competition. Former SD Raider shot stopper, now at Bankstown. And as I can see, there's plenty of kids at the ground, and there is now a fervent chase for a match ball going past our scaffolding. It's off frame, but good to see the kids are having fun as it's Rydalmere with the ball. Nicoliello looks up towards Sandy, and now Cunningham. Little spin there, but forced backwards. Then Chabot gets the foot in there, and it's decided that they should go all the way back to Kreesis. Kreesis again, Rydalmere. Perhaps because they've scored early, they're not pressing with quite so much intensity, although Urashevsky's starting to creep up, so Kreesis goes long. His header off Cunningham, he won it, but that'll be a Bankstown throw. So there were two other results in League One men's last night. So at the wonderfully named Best, Blacktown Exercise and Sports Technology Hub, something like that. We'll just call it Best. But the other newly promoted team to this division for 2026, Prospect United, they had a 1-1 draw with Central Coast Mariners Academy. And, well, that part of Blacktown Council was very busy last night. And I'll get back to that as Rydalmere on the move. And looking for Sparatina, but it's swept up by Kamada. But yes, as Kamada goes on a run, checks back, finds Sorge. And Sorge actually just let that run out. But yes, pretty much next door to Best. There was another League One men's game, Spartans defeating Hills United by 4-1. And I'll talk about the other games in this round later when the chance presents itself, but first is entry for Rydalmere. Strong tackle from Sorge. And Sorge won the free kick. So, Justin, you tell me you've got some information from those other Friday night games as well.
Yes, indeed. The perks have been a league report.
Yes. And also, unlike the schedule I had to deal with, the perks of a schedule that's spread out. It's good to have kickoffs that aren't Saturday evening, but going back to that, there's good speed from Kakaris, and he could be in to make it too, and he's put it wide. And Kakaris, blisteringly fast. He'd be, at the very least, a contender for fastest player in this league. He'd gone away from Rydalmere. He could not find the bottom corner, so the score stays 1-0 to Bankstown against Rydalmere Lions. Eric Subihano calling here with Justin Smith. We're past the 10-minute mark here at Jensen Park. Sparacino.
Kakaris is also a player who was singled out by Michelli as having a good pre-season and coming into the season in hot form. So.
Yes. And in fact, you've just jogged my memory, Kakaris is certainly a threatening player. And actually do remember a post from Bankstown City. Bankstown City beat Apia in a trial with Kakaris, a former Apia player, scoring the winning goal, if I remember correctly. So, as Rashudo and Chabot.
Yeah, that was as recent as last Friday night, actually. So.
Oh, God. The time. Well, it felt like longer time. It's we're in the A-League NPL overlap. It's just, well, if you love football, this is great next couple of months for you. Now Speranza, and he finds a blue jersey. So out wide to Antwi. And Antwi might be waiting for the support. Here's Cunningham. And Cunningham gets it back. And on the same wavelength. And the chance is gone for Rydalmere. Now, the other League One men's games to be played tonight, and we hope you're enjoying our coverage of the opening round of the season. So, 2 7 p.m. kickoffs. So, Canterbury Bankstown, they're getting their trip to North Taramara out of the way early, or as early as you can. And also, you've got Bulls FC Academy hosting Inter Lions. There's a 7:15 p.m. kickoff at historic Arlington Oval. Dulwich Hill hosting Harcoa. And this round concludes tomorrow 6 p.m. at Linwood Park with MacArthur Rams hosting Rangers. And to avoid confusion, I will just call them by the Rangers because they changed the other parts of their name. There's the decision here, right on me a throw. Now there's a bit of very tempers on the far side, but it chills out before too long. Although there's a bit of bumping going off the ball, and Stephen Lucas, experienced ref, and he sees that he needs to calm things down.
Of course, we've touched on the Bankstown City change in the off-season, but there's been a fair amount at Rydalmere as well.
That's true.
With Blacktown City's under-20s coach coming in Jeff Sasol.
Yeah.
And you'll notice the front three doesn't include Robert Aramugo or Ahmad Taylor.
Correct.
This season.
Yes. So,
though people in who have been following this competition for a while would know Isaac Cunningham quite well. He had a really good 2024 season from memory.
Yes, that's correct. And, I think came back to Rydalmere back end of 2025, made an impact then as well. Now Rydalmere will be glad to have Cunningham for a full season. And I'm glad, Justin, you made the point as Rydalmere try to start a move, but it's broken up by Rashudo. Yes, Ahmad Taleb and Robert Aramugo scored 18 goals apiece last season, so that's the challenge for Rydalmere to replace that productivity. And here's a move here to the far post, Adil Tosca, and it is saved somehow by Alexic, but Tosca, there was a ball to the far post earlier that he nearly got on the end of. This time he beat his marker. It's an excellent save, Justin, by Mario Alexic.
Yeah, we're talking about another unheralded member of that front three from Rydalmere. It's Tosca.
Yes.
He got through a lot of work, particularly down the right wing last year. So.
Yes. And as a wide player, he scored 10 goals last season. He was the other double-figure goal scorer Rydalmere had last season. Certainly a big part of the reason Rydalmere were the league's second highest scorers in 2025. Second to only the Jets in that tally, I think. So you could see why with attacking movement like what we just saw. But here's Kamada, and the run inside is from Sorge. So Braden Sorge is getting forward. He'll get into the box. Sorge, he could even have a shot himself. He does have a shot. He might get a second go. Squares it. It's a pass. It's going to be pulled back for a penalty. And Rydalmere with a big, big chance to double their lead. So there's Kamada, who drew the attention on the touchline nearest to us. It left so much space, Justin, for Sorge. And actually, Braden Sorge, normally a defensive player, but when the opportunity presents itself, whenever I watch him play, he'll make those runs like that because he's such a hard-working player.
Yeah, and they look to be singling out this left-hand side, don't they?
Yes.
Bankstown. And came to fruition. But just there.
So, guess who? Alek Urashevsky. With that trademark long, straight run-up to make it 2-0. And it's saved. And on the rebound, Urashevsky saved again by Steven Krisis. That's magnificent. Kept the score at 1-0. Krisis dived the right way. And as the cross comes in, and it's behind everyone, and his goalkeeping coach will love not just the first save, but how quickly Krisis got up to deny the second effort from Urashevsky as Rydalmere tried to go down the other end. And the flag stays down. It could be a chance for Cunningham. Isaac Cunningham, another great save. Well, we're seeing great goalkeeping at both ends here. It's going to be Rydalmere's first corner of the evening. There we go, Justin. League One men's the most exciting. You know what? The most exciting league in New South Wales. There, I said it. And early on, just past the quarter-hour mark here at Jensen Park. Wonderful goalkeeping from both shot stoppers. And Rydalmere, the corner, into a very, very crowded. Well, it's not even. They're not. It's more specific than them crowding the 6-yard box. They look like they're crowding specifically the near post, and it goes and infringement. So danger over from a Bankstown City perspective. And as Krisis yells out the instructions.
Bit of a statement from a young keeper for Rydalmere there, Krisis. He's signed from Rockdale in the 20s, actually.
Yes.
And to save a penalty in your debut?
Yeah, not bad. Just goalkeeping coaches, they love those double saves. It was really highlight worthy from Krisis there as that's cleared into the spectators. And as there's the restart, it's over Urashevsky, so Rydalmere can settle it down. Trailing 1-0 after an early strike from Alek Urashevsky. As one for Tosca to chase. Sorge is defending, but Tosca might get it on his left foot. Great tackle from Sorge. Here's Kamada. Kamada doesn't get away from Motley. And perhaps Rydalmere looking a little bit more encouraged after the recent minutes. Antonio to Kamada. Intercepted by Motley. Tosca. A 1-2 with Sandy. Now Tosca has been called for the infringement there. So, in fact, Stephen Lucas actually going to have a chat with, I think, Marcus Sparacino. Ball down the line, it goes straight out of play. And then we talked about the game you attended last night. Might as well talk about the game I attended last night in terms of, in fact, there's going to be some calming down. In fact, there's going to be a yellow card shown to the Rydalmere technical area. So, in fact, it's going to be a red card. Well, Jeff Souza was going to have to leave, but not entirely sure what was said, but Stephen Lucas certainly didn't like it. And well, it doesn't change the scoreboard. Things possibly getting just a little bit more challenging for Rydalmere, but you know, played some good stuff since going behind Rydalmere, about the 20-minute mark, and Motley will get us back underway. There's Kreesis working at left. Played centrally Nicoliello first time, and it's not quite read by Rashudo. So Sandy trying to through ball. Once again, they're trying to provide Tosca with something to run onto, but it's read nicely by Sorge. And Sorge finds Rashudo. Now, Bankstown almost got a little bit tangled up, and it requires Speranza to intercept it inside his own penalty area. Nicoliello. The quick passes and just wanting a bit more movement in front of him. Rydalmere keeping it in their own territory. So, as Kostopoulos on the ball, number 21. And this is an interesting one for Dimitri Kostopoulos. He's moved to Rydalmere from Bankstown City. And first game back against his former club. Actually also interesting because the last competitive game these two teams played were against each other because they met in round 30 of last season. So, one of those things, one of those quirks of the schedule, as Antwi chases this and will retrieve it near the corner flag, right in front of that jumping castle. Tosca. Tosca, good run into the box. Tosca, tight angle, and tried to dance his way past Rashudo. Did, the second defender came in, and there's a clearance. Rydalmere trying to apply some pressure. Motley's throw. Antwi. They double up on Antwi. Keeps it in. Delivered by Sparacino, but doesn't get very far. Sparacino. Now Kostopoulos. Kostopoulos thought about going direct into the box. Instead finds Antwi. And Antwi with the in-swinger, and it's claimed by the keeper. Despite Cunningham's best efforts in the aerial challenge. Kakaris, and is clipped on the far side, and that's going to need some sorting out here. Because I think I saw a yellow card in the pocket, out of the pocket already, and well, he goes, this will be some extra admin for the officials.
Bit of edge coming into it, isn't there?
Yes. Well, you know, that's why we love this league.
I believe it was Fabio Michelli who said during the week on the Champagne Football podcast that it's going to be like 30 cup finals this season.
Yes, I think that is a fair assessment of what it's facing Bankstown. And perhaps for the uninitiated, just a reminder of what the teams are aiming for. As the booking, one apiece. Oh, goodness. An early test of my eyesight. William Much. So, for the initial foul, the yellow card goes to Carl Sandy. For the reaction afterwards that caused that little melee, it's a yellow card shown to William Much. Now, after all that sorting out, we'll restart with a Bankstown City free kick. So yes, a reminder of what teams are aiming for. Top of the league after 30 rounds, automatic promotion to NPL Men's New South Wales. If you finish second in the league, then you'll go into a two-leg promotion relegation playoff with the second last team or the 15th place team in NPL Men's. And I might get onto this in a moment, Justin, as Sorge once again is attacking. So I would like to talk about the brief history of the promotion relegation playoff between NPL and League One when we've got a bit of time. The short history does favour the League One side, but that's a good touch from Sandy, looking for the direct ball to Cunningham, chasing is Much, and Much has got the jump on Cunningham. Down the line, Kakaris, tracked very, very closely by Bandiera, and fouled by Bandiera. Oh, yes. So, the playoff, what's it? It is in first time we had such a playoff, 2023. St George beat Mount Druids. And there's another yellow card. Did you see it? Sparacino, number 25 for Rydalmere. Yes, so. to see teams certainly really want to make an impression and start the season strongly. But yes, the 2023 NPL League One Men's Playoff with St. George earning promotion after defeating Mount Druitt. 2024, the Mariners kept their place in the top tier by defeating Bulls. And last year, as it almost broke for Urushevsky, last year it was SD Raiders creating history, defeating the Mariners in the playoff to earn their first campaign in the top division. So far, League One Men's leading NPL by 2-1. That's basically the point I was trying to make. As Speranza now to Risciuto. And Risciuto looking for Chabot. And Nicoliello using the body. And he's got ahead of Chabot there. Down the line, just gives it straight back to Risciuto. Just tried to disguise the first time pass to Urushevsky. Instead, it's Chabot. And Chabot back to Urushevsky. Might go himself, but he won't get the opportunity. The toe in there from Thomas. And a corner kick. That's 26th minute here. Bankstown City 1, Rydalmere Lions 0, courtesy of an early goal from Alek Urushevsky, who's actually hanging on the edge of the box for this latest corner kick. Goes in from Antonio, keepers up. That's a one hand to it, retrieved on the left-hand side by Kakaris. To the byline, to the corner flag. Eased away from it by Sandy. Down the line, Tosca. Does the bounce favor Tosca? Not quite. Just still going to tend to run on synthetic surfaces. And it's out. I think Kachici's going to leave the throw in for Braden Sorge. Throw in and too far for Risciuto. And Rydalmere should settle it. And then I think it was going to be a handball call, but Chabot ended up with the ball anyway and an early through ball. But good starting position from Krisis. Easy to be the sweeper keeper there for Rydalmere's number one. Kostopoulos for Rydalmere. Curling ball, one for Antwi to chase. Tracked by Kacic. And Kacic gets in there. Now Motley back to Thomas. Kostopoulos to Bandiera. Now Sparacino. Cunningham's drifted to the far side. Tries the 1-2 with Sparacino. Cunningham is just about quick enough to get there, but then gives much a chance to break it up. Throw in right in front of that new giant marquee here at Jensen Park. Rockdale have gained possession as it's forward towards Urushevsky, and that's a tricky one to take off the chest even for someone of Urushevsky's talent. Cunningham used his body well, has won the free kick. Second ball on the field. It's promptly gotten rid of by Urushevsky so we can get on with it. Here's Kostopoulos. Now gets it back from Tosca. That was broken up by Sorge. It falls for Motley. He'll go back to Thomas. Kostopoulos dropping deeper to help the defenders build up in this part of the field. But the press is coming from Bankstown. They go back to the keeper. It's promptly gotten rid of. Sorge, clever header back to Kacic. Turn to build up and a bit of a loose ball here. So Marcus Baracino wants options in front of him. Still waiting for the options. Sandy. Now Cunningham to the edge of the box. Goes left. Bandiera crosses. And after all that, Bandiera wanted a handball, and the decision is that Alexic didn't stop the ball going over the goal line, so Rydalmere corner. And I don't know, I've been asked about this by at least one viewer, so I will note that corner, that's the corner nearest the canteen, and can I just say, before the game I had a lovely kebabi roll with so much Ivar. It looked like I put it on with a shovel, to be honest, but always got to get first use of the Ivar jar whenever you can. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Anyway, here's the Rydalmere corner, and great punch. Right underneath its crossbar by Alexic. So, Antwi trying to retrieve, and it goes back into Rydalmere territory, and that'll be enough for Bankstown to step up.
Well, peek behind the curtain, we both did enjoy that, didn't we?
We did, yes.
This being an NPL venue, there's competition for the best food.
Oh, yes, and
Rydalmere have assured me that they've got something special this season. They got
something new special? Because they were pretty special last season.
Yeah.
Rydalmere's canteen, that's a great canteen. Make sure you get to Rydalmere Park whenever you can, if you ever get the opportunity. As Sorge, bit of a sore one, but we'll restart with this Rydalmere throw-in. I was thinking about it. There's quite a few good canteens in this league. Now that we've added one to this league because Percival Zagreb got promoted. The canteen at Penzos is excellent. So is Arlington Oval for Dulwich Hill. And there's Antwi's not impressed with the intention shown by Kachich. But we'll just go back for, in fact, it'll be just that set piece for the initial foul, awarded by the referee Stephen Lucas. By the way, my obligatory third team shout out. The other assistants today are Alexander Zaslavnikovic and Kai Jobson. And Bandiera going from one side of the field to the other, presumably for some kind of in-swinging delivery. Rydalmere's tall lads thinking about how they'll attack this ball. Only Urashevsky staying up for Rockdale. There's a signal. It's a low delivery. And I think it's Antonio who got his foot to it. And Much tried to prevent the corner, could not do so. So Rydalmere will get a kick from the flag. I say, Justin, we've got one of the best atmospheres we've seen in this division in a while, as Urashevsky just gets a little bit of attention. Or possibly might just wanted to drink of water. It's quite warm. There's an ice cream truck, jumping castles, kids activities for the kids. This is great. I hope they keep this up the whole season. As Bandiera to deliver to the far post, and there's a header, and it's in from the debutant Lameo Nicoliello, who rose highest at the far post. What a ball from Bandiera. Rydalmere have the equaliser, and there we go, Justin.
Yeah, just roared for a good spell from the visitors. They've been camped in Bankstown City half for the last 5-10 minutes and got a reward at the set piece.
Yes, great delivery from Bandiera, and Rydalmere rewarded for their persistence. It was a tough start, not just the concession of the early goal, but also Bankstown really disrupting their attempts to play it out from the back, but they've got a foothold in the game. They've won a few set pieces, and that is a brilliant equaliser. And, well, the coach has unfortunately been sent off for Rydalmere, but that hasn't stopped his team finding an equaliser. So there we go. It's 1-1. About 34 minutes played here as the through ball. And now a chance possibly for Sandy. Sandy shoots. It's blocked by Kachich. Now here's Cunningham. Cunningham on the corner of the penalty area. Plenty of red and black in front of him. On the back heel. Sandy. It's Antonio who has to do the defending. Backwards. Bandiera. Trying to find another telling delivery. Cunningham. Met by Much. Cunningham trying to find Antwi. Rockdale will clear. It's Kostopoulos. Goes for the safe ball. Back to Thomas. Now, that Tosca, followed all the way by Sorge, and Tosca on halfway has keep the ball Kamada couldn't keep it in play. And Motley, I think, with the throw-in right in front of our fielding position. By the way, say big thank you for Bankstown City for organising this scaffold, because I've called here at the pass from both sides of the ground, but this is going to make it much easier for us and the camera operators going forward.
Yeah, it's one thing to invest in your on-field personnel, but as well, they've done it off-field as well.
They have. As Cunningham shoots, it's low and it's in! Isaac Cunningham has found the gap at the near post, and it's the man you pointed out is potentially going to make a massive impact. Well, he's certainly done so here. Rydalmere have turned it around. They lead Bankstown by 2-1. There was Cunningham just loping and drifting into a dangerous area. He was allowed to shoot, and he's took the chance brilliantly.
Yeah, you would hope, as from a Bankstown City perspective, you would close them down a bit quicker there. We've certainly seen in this league, Cunningham has that ability to find the back of the net.
Yes, fantastic stuff. So with halftime approaching, something possibly to change the halftime team talks, because Bankstown had started brilliantly, but it is a tremendous response from Rydalmere. Now perhaps a response from Bankstown of their own with Kamada. And Kamada wins the corner. Now, as a Rydalmere player down, so more sorting out certainly has been. A keenly fought game so far, and Stephen Lucas just trying to put a lid on things as Chabot waits patiently for this corner to come in. And it's again, so this we're going to have to wait a little bit more before we get the set piece. Actually, you know what? Yeah, now we can go. Chabot delivers, the keeper's up, and did he get a touch? He did. Great goalkeeping from Kreesis. And there's more that's going on. Rydalmere not happy with Kicic. And Kicic has been booked. My memory of the yellow card offence is, well, Y1 unsporting behaviour. Does a lot of heavy lifting. Could be anything. So, didn't see what has happened. Going to assume it's one of that. It's gonna be entered as Y1 at the end of the game. Now, here's Antonio. It's high and touch possibly off Rydalmere. No, they've survived. Yes, to further your point, when teams invest off-field, yes, it is great. We do, and I think we're trying to year on year improve the product that we provide here at Football New South Wales. When the clubs, stuff like this, scaffolds are not cheap. This is not an easy thing to do, but they've done it. It just makes the product better, and it's close now to the best filming position in the competition. There's Kicic up and into opposition territory. And for Chabot to chase, and it's up towards Rashudo. The loose ball falls to Chabot. There's the clearance. We are approaching half-time. Actually, I do love to go around the grounds, but my quest to go around the grounds was thwarted because this game's kicked off before the others, so the others haven't started yet. I might do it for NPL men's though, if I can get find a brief window before half-time, but easier said than done. This game has been played at fantastic tempo, especially given the conditions. It is not cool here at Jensen Park, to say the least. Arnchui to chase. Speranza has followed him. Now Arnchui turns, finds Sandy, and then that's off Rashudo for a throw-in. Bandiera. About to take this through, by the way. Yeah, going around to the grounds. I finally got the live score up going. There has been a goal at the Arctic Circle, and it's our friends. Some people would say they're the real NPL champions, Spirit FC, leading by 1-0 over Sutherland Sharks. What do we call that? The David Perkovich plate? Yes.
We might as well give a shout out there to Serge Malfaro.
Oh, yes.
Well.
For a long time coaching in this division. You are right. And the shot comes in a long way out, batted away. And now Arnchui is out. Our flag's up, so that none of that would have counted. But the initial effort dealt with well by Alexic. Yes, shout out to Sergio Malfaro, making his Spirit FC coaching debut, but for a long time involved in this division with SD Raiders. So now, Rydalmere, the shot from Bandiera, curler, which is rather straightforward for Alexic. By the way, there's literally just been a goal at Barton Park. St. George FC have taken the lead. That's 1-0 over Wollongong. 20 minutes played there. By the way, about an hour played at the Arctic Circle between Spirit and Sutherland. Now, great switch of play, but Kikaris just a little bit too high for him. Now lobbed up to Bandiera. And Rydalmere really wanted on the ground, but they couldn't quite do so. Then Chabot bounces off him to Antonio. And Orashevsky's finding the space between defenders. And then, that's a save. That's a brilliant save by Krzysztof Motley, I think. He's prevented an own goal. More heroics from Rydalmere's shot stopper. And I think this is a very unofficial count, so don't at me, but I think this is Bankstown's 8th corner of the game. Yeah, how about Orashevsky's movement? He's always not marked somehow. It's incredible.
And he's got players around him who can find him.
Yes, well. Good. Surrounded by good passes. What a dream for an aspiring goal scorer. As the corner comes in and it's flicked up, Rashudo at the back post. Rashudo turns. Still trying to... I don't know if he's trying to get a shot away, find a teammate. And it's going to possibly a sore one for Nicoliello. He's up, but slowly and not exactly moving freely. But I think he's not going to want any treatment. And yep, we'll go on. Quick passing. The side nearest to us. Sorge, double marked. Sorge can only settle for the throw-in. The ball trying to get in behind, finds Rashudo. Foot in there from Tosca. Even Tosca, known as attackers, back defending. Yeah, but now Tosca wants to chase this. Speranza should have the jump. And back to Alexic. Sends it into Rydalmere territory. Good jump from Tomula. Good but illegal jump from Thomas. Free kick to Bankstown. The shooter wants to get on with it. Of course, halftime is approaching. Kamada to the byline. It's up and over Urashevsky at the back post. It's an awkward one for Bandiera. Kikaris is trying to make it even more awkward. And both players tumble. And Bandiera wins the free kick.
You just wonder if the Bankstown City coaching staff will encourage a bit of patience in their build-up.
Yes,
at half-time.
Yes.
It's been a bit rushed in recent times.
The combination. I was literally about to ask you what people might suggest at the halftime break. So what would Rydalmere say then, basically, while we're on this topic?
More of the same, pretty much.
Yeah. I think there's tremendous work from Rydalmere, conceding first but leading by 2-1, courtesy of Lomeo Nicoliello and Isaac Cunningham. Header from Rashudo. Now Chabot feeling a bit sore, but Rydalmere go on. No whistle. Cunningham loses out, and now it's Kikaris. How happy to let it go on. Rydalmere have lost out here. Oh, sorry. Rydalmere have won the ball, my bad. Here's Tosca, goes wide and crosses, and it might go all the way in. It's a brilliant save from Alexic. The cross almost turned into a goal. Acrobatics from Alexic and a corner kick.
Good recovery from Alexic there, and he's had to make a few interventions now.
Yes. And I don't think you would have been expecting that. We'll have a bit of a break because Shabar's still feeling very sore. Now you get the stoppage, so you'd assume the physio is going to come on. He's just waiting for the signal from Stephen Lucas. In fact, there we go. So while we take this break, just to wrap up the action, of course, because great thing about being on YouTube, if you've missed anything, just click back on the stream, see what you've missed. But yeah, Rydalmere opened the scoring in the 7th minute, courtesy of Alek Urashevsky. Oh, sorry, my bad. I knew I was going to do this. I'm rusty after round one. Bankstown opened the scoring in the 7th minute, courtesy of Alek Urashevsky. Then Rydalmere equalised in the 35th minute with a header from Lemeo Nicoliello. And in the 38th minute, they took the lead with a long-range strike from Isaac Cunningham. There we go. The first glaring error, but no means the last glaring error that I'll make tonight. Now, as Shabao continues to get attention, perhaps it would be a time to talk about streams coming up on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. It's great to be back on your laptop screens, or if you're Chromecasting to a bigger screen, or however you choose to enjoy us. Perhaps just loading it on the mobile, having it on the background. We appreciate the views, whichever way you choose to use our platform. But yes, we've already got the concurrent streams for the concurrent games in NPL Men's, Spirit hosting Sutherland Sharks, St George FC hosting Wollongong Wolves, starting soon. It's listed as a 7 p.m. kickoff, so 7:06 p.m. kickoff at the Palace. It'll be the Derby d'Italia, Marconi Stallions versus RPL Leichhardt, and we got 3 streams tomorrow, 2 NPL Men's games kicking off at 5 p.m. 2 of those NPL Men's games kicking off at 5 p.m. That would be Sydney Olympic versus Blacktown City, and let's see. Actually, this is a big one. Newly promoted UNSW, newly promoted to the top tier. Their first game is away at Adensa Park. That's 5 p.m. And then at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow, it's Western Sydney Wanderers hosting Rockdale Illingdon. And a late venue change, that one is at Valentine Sports Park, field number 2. So, anyway, after all that, back to this corner. Defended at the near post. And in fact, that is that. So a thoroughly entertaining first half ends with Rydalmere leading by 2-1 as they head into the dressing sheds. And I think, Justin, what's your main takeaway from the opening 45 minutes?
Well, if there was any expectation from Bankstown City that it would be easy, or it's been proven wrong, hasn't it, in the opening 45. Rydalmere here to play, and they've got some work to do in the second half.
So a potentially big halftime team talks coming up for both sides. And we'll wait to see what happens. So we'll take a short break, about 10 minutes or so. Then we'll be back for the second half. Eric Subihano calling League One Men's at Jensen Park. Here with Justin Smith. The score is currently Bankstown City 1, Rydalmere 2. Welcome back to our coverage of Football New South Wales League One Men's, the match of the round, the featured game for the opening round of the 2026 season. It's been a fascinating encounter here so far at Jensen Park, with Rydalmere leading Bankstown City by 2-1. And I can report there has been a double substitution for the home side Bankstown City. During the halftime break, leaving the field, it's number 6 for Motor Kamada and number 11, Mario Chabot. They are replaced by number 13, Danilo Mizdrak, and number 19, Jason Tchaikovsky. So, and I think, thank you by the way to my co-commentator Justin Smith for pointing this out, that Mizdrak and Tchaikovsky were warming up quite intently in front of us during the halftime break, so we could get prepared, as that is sent high but not too far forward by Alex Sick. This is a header from Kachich. And Rydalmere really making it difficult for Bankstown to play it. It will be a goal kick. And the thing you pointed out, Justin, Jason Tchaikovsky, a number 10, so possibly leading to some kind of reshuffling of positions for Bankstown City.
Yeah, Tchaikovsky played, I think, almost every game last season for Bankstown.
Yeah,
scored 6 goals in the campaign.
Yeah, close to it, and Udoshevsky well offside there, and the ball runs through to Stephen Kreesis, who, a long way to go at the moment, is one of the heroes of the game for Rydalmere. In addition to their 2 goals, it was a spectacular double save from Kreesis after Bankstown were awarded a penalty. He saved the spot kick from Udoshevsky and then saved the follow-up shot as well. So all of these things combining to Rydalmere having the scoreboard advantage as we, in the second half here. Eric Subihano delighted to be back on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel for another season, as the flag is up against Antwi, so that will put an end to this move. Now, let's see, because it does seem, I'll have to take a bit more of a look at it. Rashudo, well, actually, maybe he was just dropping between defenders for a phase of play or two. But Rockdale moving on with Much. And now Kakaris. Much has continued the run. Pass blocked by Bandiera. Rockdale throw.
It does seem Rashudo is just hanging back a little bit in a traditional central midfield role.
Yes.
During the early stages of the second half.
Yes. I love a deep lying midfielder, by the way, as long throw comes in from Much. Rashudo wasn't too far away from it, headed out to the edge of the box. Antonio putting it back in. There's the shot from Tchaikovsky. It is offside, wouldn't have counted. Flag is up by the assistant on the nearest side of the field. So, of course, thank you for everyone who's tuning in and enjoying our coverage. Let's see, what are games I haven't mentioned yet? Yes, the game was at yesterday, or last night, as Rydalmere play forward towards Antwi, but it was actually featuring one of the teams promoted from this division at the end of last season. SD Raiders starting life as an NPL men's team away to Sydney FC at the Illingdon Sports Centre, as Tosca threads it through. Chance for Cunningham, and Isaac Cunningham, set up by Adil Tosca, has drifted into space and was cool as you like, tucking it away for his second of the game. Rydalmere leading by 3-1 over Bankstown City. And, you know, Justin, we spoke about players that have left, but 2 players that have stayed from last season, Adil Tosca and Isaac Cunningham, really making a name for themselves in round 1.
Yeah, lovely ball, firstly, and lovely run to finish it off. And perhaps Bankstown's defence should have done better tracking that run from Cunningham now.
Yes. Tosca, who has been lively so far in this game, as a left footer playing on the right hand side for Rydalmere, trying to cut in, and the through ball with the perfect weight. Cunningham actually had enough time to have a little bit of a look at the keeper and measure it. He's measured it well. So Rydalmere in round 1 away to Bankstown City, leading by 3-1, as Much trying to respond for Bankstown. Much takes a tumble and wins a free kick as the ball nearly hits our camera. Ooh, that really was close to hitting the camera. Yes, I'm delighted to report the camera and our today's camera operator, Nicholas, we're all okay. mean, that wasn't actually too far away from Bankstown City's VO cam either. That could have been a complete disaster. Anyway, we're all okay here. It's fine. Actually, now I'm thinking about my scariest close call, which is at a scarier commentary position than this. Anyway, Kikeris to deliver, and as one player each, Rashudo and Nicoliello take a tumble on the far side. We go on. We're kept in by Tchaikovsky before it's played out by, I think, possibly Thomas. Sorry, by Tosca. My apologies. Throw in. Good distance from Sorge. Header for Rydalmere. Now this will get all the way to Antwi. Can he be the target forward? Tosca, decent ball. It's a bit of an awkward bounce for Cunningham, and Much is able to break it up. Rashudo heading it forward. Bankstown ideally would like it on the ground, but they can't get it there. And Nicoliello sends it forward. Now Antwi will chase, but that's easy for Alexic. By the way, that's a venue you're familiar with. I once, while calling at the Bonnyrigg Sports Club, and about that commentary tower, if you know, you know, I had the ball cleared uncomfortably close to me twice in the space of a minute. That was...
Was this why you were in the tower?
Yeah,
or?
yes.
Yeah,
well,
wow.
I was the middle level of the Bonnyrigg tower. So the camera operator was at the very top. I'm grateful for his... I'm still grateful for his long XLR extension cord, so I didn't have to go all the way up to the top. But no, yeah, that was not fun.
Yeah.
There's no point shaming the player, although I could if I wanted to. But anyway, for what it's worth, Bonnyrigg were hosting Blacktown Spartans that night. Yeah, that was a long, long time ago. Quick throw there. And it's Mizdrak who was making the run. It was actually Uroshevsky showing some good speed of thought there. Trying to get Mizdrak to sneak in behind. Dealt with by Rydalmere, so now another throw-in. This time will be taken by Sorge in front of the dining marquee. Aimed at the near post. Takes a bounce. Thomas can't really clear it. Another header from Marcus Sparacino, and then Cunningham. Bit of room in front of him, and Tosca is a wide passing option, but that's a good tackle from Sorge. Now Sparacino. Bombs it forward. It's going to be awkward for Kachij. Antwi definitely trying to make it a little bit more awkward. Second player is Tosca. There's a runner in the middle. Here's Isaac Cunningham. Here's a chance. And he sent it into the big fence behind the goal that Bankstown are defending. That could have been the hat-trick, Justin.
Yeah, very promising signs from this front three at Rydalmere, isn't there? Probably compared to the Bankstown one, unheralded. But on tonight showing they're dangerous.
They're dangerous. And they can break quickly, which is so Tosca will drift inside. Still Tosca, stopped by Speranza. And you know what? It's a Bankstown home game. I think I figured out where the Rydalmere fans are, though. They wanted a decision in favor of Tosca there, but we go on. Tosca again. He shoots. It's low. Took a touch, possibly off a teammate. Simple save for Alexic. So yes, Eric Subihana here with the mic alongside League One men's reporter Justin Smith, long-time League One men's reporter. 53rd minute or so here at Jensen Park. And the score is Bankstown City 1, Rydalmere 3. So Bankstown opened the scoring via Alek Uroshevsky, but then Rydalmere's goals, a double from Isaac Cunningham and a header from Romeo Nicoliello on his Rydalmere debut. Throw is headed away by Sandy, and then that will be Sparacino who leaves it for Bandiera. Bandiera, Cunningham. Now Antwi trying to be the target forward. He's flicked it on for Sandy. There's runners either side for Sandy. Sandy now has he stayed on side. Tosca, the flag stays down. Here's Adil Tosca, chance to make it 4-1. It's a great save from Alexic. And Alexic possibly profiting from a slight hesitation from Tosca, but that, to be honest, that's me being quite harsh. It was a very good save. As Bandiera fouls Kikeris.
Yeah, well done from Sorge as well. Yeah. Running back,
yes,
covering
that's right.
that ball across to Cunningham.
Covering the square ball because Cunningham was wide open in the middle once again. That actually, that's a good game. Yes, that's so. Yes, you know what my listening's like, Justin. By the way, just an idle thought as Kikeris trying to hold it up and put in there from Nicoliello. Actually, I was asked this recently. At this level, do players keep the match ball if they score a hat-trick?
Good question.
That's it, yeah. Okay.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll make sure to ask it the next time I see a hat-trick at this level of football. Now, long throw from William Much towards Rashudo, headed away, and Sword shoots, but that is going to threaten the jumper castle. I hope they're paying attention. Okay, that's right. Doesn't go near anyone. Sword, that's going to be a difficult one for Sword. Awkward height and under pressure. Would have been a very tricky task to keep that one down. So, Kreeses aims the diagonal towards Bandiera. Goes over him and over Much, but it's kept alive by Cunningham. Bandiera. That should be Kachichas. And now Sorge to Speranza. And the shooter. That's good passing to find Much. Speranza looks up, but is pressured by Anshui, and Speranza. Actually, he's conceded the throw, but that is way better for Bankstown than the alternative, because Isaac Cunningham was poised to run straight into the penalty box. Sparacino. By the way, yes, I have realised I left the story just hanging. I will finish it, I hope, but it's Kreeses on the ball and loose pass, yes. As bounce back to Antonio. And Antonio in swinger. It's a great ball, and there's the header, and there's a goal back from the substitute, Danilo Mizrak. What a ball from by Antonio. And Mizrak got the jump on the defence, and it's a smart header to make it Bankstown 2, Rydalmere 3. There we go, Justin. Substitutes making the impact.
Yeah, just like that, eh?
Yes.
They've got that quality to do that, then Bankstown City, and exactly what you want as a coach, isn't it? Substitutes to make an impact.
Okay. Now, so there we go. I love this league, Justin. 5 goals, not even at the half-hour mark. Tell your friends, get around this league more often. And
yeah, it's very much a momentum thing, isn't it?
Yes,
and you could suggest Bankstown City just made a claim for the momentum.
Yes, that's true. Very, very big claim. Much with the throw. Aimed at Kakeris. The flick only finds Nicoliello, who booms it. Now, where's that going to land? That will get away from Antri, I would have thought. And Speranza making sure Antri doesn't get on the end of it. So, yes. By the way, to finish my story from about 10 minutes ago, yes, I was... Actually, no, I can't do it just yet because Rydalmere have taken the ball back. Sparacino. Towards Antri, backing into a defender. Can quite make it stick. Sparacino's kept it for the visitors. He'll shoot, but Much read the intentions well and has blocked it. But bit of a stoppage to check that Rashudo is okay. I think he's just tying a bootlace, so he'll be fine. He'll be up. Yeah. Okay, so 5 goals, just like the game I watched last night. Sydney FC defeating SD Raiders by 3 goals to 2 in NPL men's. And another game where I had a Kabapi roll with as much Ivar as I could manage. Actually, no. But, and this is a discussion point that we could go on later. Probably for the whole season, to be honest, Justin. But just thinking of teams as there's a long-range shot and it's dipping, and that wasn't too far away from the Rydalmere captain, Sandy. But teams that get promoted from this division, NPL, one of them went straight back down. But they do generally tend to make an impact. Obviously, the defending Premier Spirit FC is the most notable one. But St. George FC have been decent since coming back, and it's a chance. This year's a chance for University of New South Wales and SD Raiders to make a name for themselves. They're both making club history, and of course, you wouldn't need to have, as that is one back by Rydalmere, wouldn't need to have too long a memory, especially you, Justin. You remember UNSW in the 4th tier.
Yeah, yes. Exactly.
And wasn't that long ago that SD Raiders were in the 4th tier. So back when they were 4 tiers. So as that's cleared, and that is okay. I always get nervous about balls hitting VO cams. It happens. I mean, one time actually my last commentary gig, it was futsal, and it nearly happened there. The most annoying thing is it was the reporter who threw the ball. It was a reporter who threw the ball and hit the VO cam, but that's another story. As now,
going back to your point,
yes,
you'd suggest even UNSW are well set up for that league now, with a few acquisitions strengthening the existing core.
Yes,
and
big ones.
We've seen SD Raiders go on a cup run last year from this division as well. So.
And actually, quite a few players on this pitch might have bad memories of said SD Raiders cup run. But as that's aimed towards Antwi, header from Speranza. Now, to address your points first, the UNSW, 3 signs that caught my eye for obvious reasons. As that's a good run from Udrashevsky. Brings it down. Finds Kekeras, kind of, but Bandiera gets in there. There are some incredibly optimistic claims for a free kick there. Please. All ball. And
as a defender, I can say great challenge coming across there.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Now, William Much preparing. Aiming this long throw. Tchaikovsky tries to flick, and it's sent into the crowd. Heads. Oh, that's gone over the stand, thank you. And nowhere else scaffold either, so the kids are off chasing the match ball again. But there's a second ball into play here. Cross defended at the near post and away. So Antwi resumes his battle with Speranza. Speranza with the header. Oh, but Antwi's got the ball. Now Cunningham, space, trying to run into, rides the challenge from Much. Here's Cunningham looking for the reverse pass, and Speranza has to be quick. He is. And there's a collision, but that's fine. That's all fine from Speranza. And we go on with Tchaikovsky. Shudo. Now Antoniu. Look over the shoulder. Now it's good ball. Sorge, lots of room to run. It's getting very stretched already, Justin, and there's still about, once you take into account time added on, probably more than half an hour remaining of play. Sorge again, good ball. Foot in there from Thomas. Goal kick. Last touch off Mizdrak. And Antwi is still down in back play, so it's going to be held up, so we're going to have another stoppage here. Now,
we were saying at half-time there was a phase of play missing in Bankstown after going behind.
Yes.
They well and truly seem to fix that.
Yes.
In this.
Yes, that's good.
20-minute period since half-time.
So we've got Rashudo. We know about his passing range, but yes, getting supports in kind of central areas, but a bit deeper, like the central midfield area. And it has shown with Rydalmere halving the deficit.
Yeah, and we've watched enough League One men's football to know that that's a crucial element, isn't it?
It is, yes.
The central midfield is probably the most important position in this league.
Yes. I'd go further. I'd say it's the most important position in every league. But
yes. The transitional element of this one, probably even more.
Yes. Yeah. Now, players, of course, while Antwi is helped off the field, these players taking a well-deserved drinks break because it's hard work out there in these temperatures. Score is Bankstown City 2, Rydalmere Lions 3. What are we, in the 64th minute here? Bankstown's goals from the substitute Danila Mizdrak, and before that Alek Urushevsky. Rydalmere's goals were a double from Isaac Cunningham and a goal from Lomeo Nicoliello. So, let's see. Rydalmere didn't make a sub, so they're down to 10 players for the time being as Antwi gets some attention. And it's good to see he's okay to come back on and just waiting for the signal from the referee before Rydalmere are back to their full complement of players. After all this. Now, okay, so using the trusty live score app, Justin Smith has informed me of events elsewhere. Actually, what's going on at North Taramara? That game's just started. My goodness. League One men's, you can't beat it. So, North Taramara, they've had, not even half an hour there probably. And Northern Tigers
40
leading.
minutes in.
Huh?
40 minutes in.
Did they start at 6:45 or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Northern Tigers leading the team formerly known as Berries, Canterbury Bankstown by 3-2. As it's crossed in, and at the back post it's over. Everyone, in fact, my bad. Missed a halftime sub for Rydalmere. Apologies to number 8 Nicholas Azzone. Oh, yes. There we go. If you're a long time sufferer, I mean a long time enjoyer of my commentary, you'll know halftime subs are my weak link. So there we go. Couldn't even get past the first game without missing one of those. But Nicholas Azzone has come on, so now I'm going to say he came on for Samuel Motley at halftime. Because that's the one name I haven't called after the break for Rydalmere. Now, Antry's back into the fray and winning a free kick. So, good to see no long-lasting effects from that challenge earlier on that needed treatment. Meanwhile, from the Rydalmere technical area, the time-ordered shout for second ball. Ah, yes. Some things never change. And as we go around the grounds full-time at the Arctic Circle, and the Sergio Malfara era is off to a great start. As Spirit FC defeated Sutherland Sharks by 1-0, despite a red card for the home team. I'll get on to other scores later. There's a lot of room for William Much. Out wide to Kakaris. And Kakaris contemplates. Heads for the byline. Good cross as well. And there's a header. It's off the frame of the goal from Urashevsky. He so nearly made it 3-3. Prodigious leap from Urashevsky to outjump the keeper. He was millimetres away from finding an equaliser. This league keeps you on your toes, Justin.
Definitely the case. Lovely cross into the middle as well to find him.
It's that Kakaris burst of acceleration. The man who... this is my obligatory mention that Peter Kakaris won the halftime sprint at the 2019 NPL Men's New South Wales Grand Final. It's that burst of acceleration that created the room for that excellent cross. And you know what? For Bankstown, there's worse ideas than giving Kakaris the ball again. Like now. But he was facing backwards and just goes back to Speranza. Gets again. Kakaris. Engaged by Cunningham, and Cunningham's one out. Strong tackle from Kakaris, but Cunningham keeps it in. Now Much is going to apply the pressure. And then gets the decision. Rydalmere, free kick. Going around the grounds. Half-time at Barton Park. Hey, speaking of great canteens, Barton Park. But St George FC leading Wollongong Wolves by 2-0. And in the Derby d'Italia, it's Marconi leading Apia by 1-0 at the Palace, also known as Marconi Stadium. Elsewhere, what's a live score we haven't said? 0-0 between Bulls and Inter, also 0-0 between Dulwich Hill and Harcoa. Of course, and before I forget, keep an eye out on the Football New South Wales League socials, the Facebook page, for Justin Smith's report, which will have a summary of all 8 games from this opening round 1 as the free kick comes in, not really dealt with, still not dealt with. Kacic is in there. Now there's a shot and there's a goal for Adel Tosca. Through everyone and into the back of the net. And Rydalmere leading by 4-2. Justin Bankstown just couldn't clear the set piece. And there's Adel Tosca. Didn't take him long to get off the mark for 2026.
It just sat perfectly for him inside the area, didn't it? And not many keepers could save that.
Yes, it was certainly too powerful for Bankstown. It is Bankstown sitting 2, Rydalmere Lions 4.
And it's the kind of game a reporter loves, isn't it?
Yeah, I can testify it is exactly the kind of game that a reporter loves.
You'd reached a word count with the goals alone.
Oh, yep. Sensational. Perfect. Goals in both halves as well, which is something I like. Just to make the spacing and the timing a little bit easier. Don't mind us, Justin and I are just talking about niche Football New South Wales rider things. As Adel Tosca, thumping left-footed strike to once again double Rydalmere's advantage. So there we go. I mean, at least as there's Bandiera now to defend. Played it up, but not forward. Now ball comes out to Kakaris. Kakaris forced backwards by Bandiera. Now Speranza. And Jeffrey Issa is preparing to come on for Bankstown. Harris trying to disguise that pass. Rashudo, excellent work holding off Nicoliello. Much supporting run, decent cross. Now there's a chance. Antonio is there, and by Antonio, pouncing on the loose ball, rolling it home, and it's 4-3 now. But we'll just have to wait. We're gonna hold that thought. Stephen Lucas is just going to consult with the assistant. Discussing things. Bankstown already back in their own half. They think it's a goal. And it's another crucial moment in a game that's had so many of them so far. And after all that, it has been given. So by Antonio, he scores on his Bankstown City debut.
Great game awareness as well to just continue the move, continue to play, and produce a finish.
Yes. There we go. Do you all your word count worries are over, at least for the Bankstown City versus Rydalmere section of your review. Of course, the rest of that'll be available Sunday night via the Football New South Wales League's Facebook page, as Jeffrey Issa has come on for Sebastian Kicic. And that has necessitated that Issa is on at right back. And I think Braden Sorge, what's going on? So I'm just checking to see that. I think William Much has gone to left back, Braden Sorge has gone to centre back. So a bit of a reshuffle at the back. And Bankstown now, there's so much to play for. That's 7 goals already. Doesn't really feel like we've seen the last of the scoring, does it now, Justin?
No, it doesn't.
It is a good old men's second-tier classic. Whether it's League One men's or back when this division was known as NPL2 men's, it does seem to chuck up contests like this on a weekly basis. Now, in case you're wondering, who are those people warming up with intent behind the goal that Bankstown are defending us? The 20s game is after this one. So that would be your answer. Antwi and Sandy loses out. Now Antonio. Direct, good header. But only as far as Rashudo, centre circle. Now there's a play down. Might be Sandy actually, Rydalmere captain. So Rydalmere will have to defend with 10, at least until the ball goes out. In fact, now it's good. Yeah, it is Sandy who's going to need some attention, so a chance maybe to take a breather. In fact, Rydalmere also taking the opportunity to prepare a substitution, possibly number 11. Oh, sorry. No, that'll be number 17, Samuel Harb, who has the bib off. And again, more well-deserved drinks breaks being taken by the players. So, just to make sure I've mentioned all games, yes, there was another NPL men's game on Friday night, and at Cromer Park, a win for the home team. They defeated St George City by 1-0. So, yep, that's everything ticked off now, I think. And actually, we might soft launch upcoming streams. We're delighted to say we have one. We'll be streaming 1 game per week from this wonderful competition, Football New South Wales League One Men's. So in 7 days' time, actually on Valentine's Day, Saturday, 14th of February, our featured game will be a Blacktown derby, not just a Western Sydney derby, because there's a lot of them in these comps. A Blacktown derby between the Rangers and the Spartans from Popondetta Park. So chance for you, Justin, to enjoy what we like to call the Nicholas Kutniak Media Box at Popondetta Park.
Another ground off the list for me, I believe. Yes,
there you go. I have still not called from that media box. Then after that, for round 3, Friday, 20th of February. Oh, sorry, by the way, Rangers versus Spartans, 7 p.m. kickoff on Valentine's Day, Saturday, 14th of February. Next, then on round 3, Friday, 20th of February, 8 p.m. from Penshurst Park. We'll be streaming Hurstville Zagreb versus Inter Lions. And then I'm back on the mic for Saturday, 28th of February, 7:15 p.m. Dulwich Hill versus Prospect United, one of the newly promoted teams from historic Arlington Oval. Cunningham, strong in the challenge. And it's lofted up, Sandy. And it's good to see he's back up and running again. And then some heavy contact with Sorge, but all okay according to the ref. I think Samuel Harb, Rydalmere number 17, still waiting to come on. As his team have the ball, and Antwi, last touch off him. Now this might be the chance for Rydalmere to make their sub. Will be making way. The bib is off. Yes, that's right. In fact, possibly because of the knock he took, Carl Sandy not exactly moving freely, but here's the player that will be subbed. Good shift in the midfield for the Rydalmere captain. He's going to be replaced by number 17, Samuel Harb. And yeah, stating the obvious, Justin, you need fresh legs in round
definitely.
one, especially in these temperatures.
Wouldn't have reached full fitness yet, either of these sides.
I mean, as Harb is straight into the action, Antwi resuming the battle with Speranza, but not really getting him anywhere, in fact conceding the free kick. In fact, not only will say you haven't reached full fitness, it's a 30-round season. You don't want them to be at full fitness. Because
I'm talking to one of the coaches involved here, who may or may not have got a red card in the first half. It's one thing playing 60 minutes in a pre-season trial. It's another thing playing 90 minutes in a
correct
competition game.
Correct. Of course, trials are like unlimited interchange as well. At least every trial I've ever seen. So you can do what you like, but it's certainly different. And 30 games, of course. Remember, it's actually a minimum of 31. You've got at least one Australia Cup qualifier. There's, of course, the potential for a deep cup run as that ball comes in and Creases will just watch it run over the byline. There's, of course, the potential of a promotion relegation playoff. So, it's a long old season starting in February. Your action finishes in September. So it's about timing when exactly you are at the peak of your fitness. And this is definitely not the month to be at your peak. Now, just watching body language, I reckon we might see Jonathan Grosdanovsky come off the bench soon for Bankstown. And Creases, this pitch now well lit by floodlights. Love football under lights. And a couple of headers there. Harb forward, Antwi willing run, but he's nowhere near quick enough to keep up with that. No one could have kept up with that.
Really handy play to have coming off the bench as well.
Yeah, someone who shoots like he does.
He went very close to the Golden Boot last year.
Yes, he is.
In the league.
Yes, Jonathan Grosdanovsky, assuming he will come on. 16 goals last season for Bankstown. And actually, that is 16 out of the 38 they scored the whole season. So he was certainly very important. Boom forward by Nicoliello. That'll go all the way to Bankstown's keeper.
You'd suggest a different role this season for him.
Yes.
With the talent available on the pitch and in the squad.
Yeah, Grosdanovsky, great finisher. Lots of experience and in lots of different leagues. This is where I become Football New South Wales media old man, as put in there by Sonia. Not really. He didn't block the cross. Udoshevsky with the touch. Loops it over his head. Header from Bandiera. Now that's Mistrak near the dining marquee. Shields it out for a throw. Quick throw, but possibly a little bit too quick because Nicoliello takes over. Harb finds Antwi. He's deep. Good 1-2. Now it might open up left side if the ball is right. And they do find Cunningham. Harb is charging into the middle. Cunningham is one-on-one. Cunningham thinks about the shot. Still thinks. Cunningham to the edge of the box. Left-footed effort. And had Rockdale backing off, Justin got the shot away, but just got his foot underneath. And actually, substitution's going to come up, I think. In fact, might be subs for both sides. Jonathan Grosdanovsky is coming on for Peter Kakaris. So, what's this going to be? We'll see where Grosdanovsky will play. It looks like Mistrak is coming up, as moving over to the right-hand side. Grosdanovsky will be central, and Tchaikovsky moving over to the left for Bankstown. And actually... fact, correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, I think Adil Tosca is the one who was down for Rydalmere, signalling that it was the end of his game. And Rydalmere want to make the sub now. They want to bring on Sebastian Boffa. There's some arguments over here because Rydalmere want to bring on Boffa now for obvious reasons. They don't want to play short-handed for any length of time. And it's another card to a member of the Rydalmere coaching staff. And then after all that, Sebastian Boffa finally allowed to enter the play. Go. That's this is going to add to the time added on. Here we are in the 81st minute with Rydalmere leading Bankstown City by 4-3. So yes, and of course what I like to call an old school football viewing experience because there's no fourth official. So yeah, none of us know how much time added on there's going to be. Again, Bandera, wholehearted defender, and he's won the throw in off Issa, who cannot believe it, but it's going to be a Rydalmere throw. Now, plenty of time for Bankstown to find an equaliser. And, looking at the man who's just come on, Jonathan Grosdanovsky. Yes, I will finish this story. Yes, so I go full old man, the old man of the Football New South Wales media team. I remember when he was coming up through the youth ranks at Blacktown City, Jonathan Grosdanovsky. But then he's played for Blacktown City, as now... goodness me. You know what? I'm glad yellow cards aren't part of your report, Justin. But anyway,
there was a reason I dropped him.
Yes.
Worth mentioning that Boffa has come from Hakoa.
Yes.
So he's quite familiar to the league.
He's quite familiar to the league. But coming from Hakoa might not be familiar to spectators being within 50 metres of the pitch. But anyway. The one venue I've never done commentary from. That's been at least one that's received any kind of regular streams in the last 6 years. Anyway, long throw for Bankstown. Header at the near post. Misdrak keeps it alive. Misdrak will be pinged for the handball. Now, and Grosdanovsky continues to wait to get a first touch. Who else has he played for? God, I was doing this on the drive down and then I forgot. I think Wollongong United in Illawarra Premier League because he was part of the Wollongong United team that made it all the way to the main draw of the Australia Cup. That's 2022. Sutherland, yeah, that's one. It took me long enough. But good finisher, good physical presence, great player to bring off the bench, especially at this level. Anyway, there's been a goal at Adensa Park. Bulls are now leading 1-0 over Inter. No change elsewhere. Rashudo up. Nicoliello trying to break it up for Rydalmere, but it's helped on by Uroshevsky, and there's good covering around the back from Atzone. Antoni. The option is Sorge. Much now. Tchaikovsky, and Much has continued the run. He's tracked by Boffa. Back to Tchaikovsky. He whips it in to the near post. Rashudo's there. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can, but forced away from goal. Whipped in again. Header. I'm sorry, my apologies. Who was that? Kostopoulos defending against his old club. Now Antonio on a run from deep. He might have lost out here. Crucial 50-50. Brendan Sorge generally wins 50-50s, and that was no different there. Both teams just trying to settle it, trying to get some good possession. And Speranza, loose one. And Antwi is away, followed by Sorge. Now, if he can see the support to his right, but he'll try and go his own way against Sorge. Antwi. And Sorge, what's he done there? Well, what's the decision? Goal kick. That is, Justin, that's incredible defending from Sorge.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Speedy opponent, probably speedier than you are. Slid in, didn't commit a foul, didn't even concede the corner. In fact, Sandy is down again. Oh, no, sorry, that's not down. That's Sparacino. There's going to be a free kick. Cunningham, well, Isaac Cunningham, a different kind of hat-trick, 2 goals plus a yellow card. So, going in late on Rashudo. Now, Sparacino. And Marcus Sparacino, well, he's not going to give the young man to anyone else. He makes way. And in fact, he's feeling a little bit sore as well. It is round 1. He's been replaced by number 5 for Rydalmere, Sahuk Young. And now we are 86th minute here. They go direct. Towering header, Urashevsky trying to bring it down. Now Rashudo. Here's Issa. Issa whips it in. Now Rydalmere trying to clear it. They do get it to near the centre circle. Antwi has played it to Cunningham. Cunningham now trying to time the run and the pass, and they did not time it. Samuel Harb is offside.
Bit of a warning there to Bankstown City.
Yes.
If that happens again.
Yes, yeah. Very good point. Yes, they have to chase the game, but the paradox of football, chasing the game does tend to give your opponents more chances to score. Also, just noting, I think, Rydalmere have only made 4 subs, but they've used all their windows, so that'll be no more subs for them. Anyway, towards Groszanovski, over his head. And that is Krisis, trying to run down as many seconds as possible. For what it's worth, Bankstown have 1 sub, can make 1 more sub and have 1 window left, I believe. Mazzone tried to playing it forward, but Bankstown attacking. Groszanovski can't make it stick, and it is cleared. Flick on from half towards Antwi. Antwi, past 1, trying to get past 2. And no decision. And the visitors can't believe it. But you'd have to say, Justin, more good defending from Braden Sorge.
Yep.
Whipped in by Tchaikovsky, over Groszanovski again. Claimed by Krisis. And in a game which has had 7 goals, let us not forget that Stephen Krisis' first half penalty save, or actually his first half double save from Urashevsky, saving the penalty, and Urashevsky's follow-up effort as well, could be very decisive in the final shake-up. But there is still time for the hosts. They want to start their season in the best possible way. It's long. Sweeper keeper work from Krisis there and heading over the sideline. Another ball is used. Antonio wins the 50-50 against Atzone. Antonio to the box, outside of the foot. Chance here. Urashevsky scores! Alek Urashevsky! The ball fell his way, and he has poked it home for a dramatic equaliser. Can you believe it? It's Bankstown City 4, Rydalmere Lions 4. And the league, which always produces late drama, it hasn't changed in the summer, Justin. Once again, an 8-goal thriller to open the season.
Yeah, it just had to be, didn't it, for Urashevsky. Perhaps a little fortunate there was a ricochet in there, but...
Kind of, but as I've noticed with the great goal scorers, and Urashevsky certainly is one of those, he's the one anticipating. He's the one in a position to get fortunate because he made sure, once again, that he wasn't marked.
Yeah.
All alone. I think all the attention on him in the off-season. And, of course, Bankstown, well, why not? They're going to try and win 5-4. Why not? But all the goals Urashevsky has scored for Rockdale all the publicity of his off-season move from Rockdale to Bankstown. You know what? He has delivered with 2 goals in round 1. Now, Antwi bounces it back. Here's Harb. Harb. Strong. Atzone, edge of the box. Atzone. Cunningham. Now Cunningham, round of challenge. Isaac Cunningham shoots and scores! Isaac Cunningham has a hat-trick. A thunderous shot into the bottom corner. And Rydalmere lead by 5 goals to 4. This is absolutely incredible. Rydalmere, they've shown that they don't let their heads drop. And Isaac Cunningham, a round 1 hat-trick. This is absolutely unbelievable, Justin.
Yeah, that is a ridiculous finish, the way he recovered from picking up the ball behind him, created space for himself, and then finished off.
Yeah, absolutely. He just glided past the tackle. So much to do, but he saw where the gap was, thumped it into the bottom corner. And you know what? Further to one of our many discussions in the course of the game, I mean, I'll ask it if you don't. Does he actually get to keep the match ball? Because I think it's worth asking. Well, I mean, if it's like this the whole season, I'm gonna keep trying to get. I'm gonna try and get a sponsorship from a throat lozenge company. But where do you start? How do you sum this up? Well, I mean, you're going to have to figure out a way, Justin, but it is Bankstown City 4, Rydalmere Lions 5. We're into stoppage time. We've already had about a minute. And, you know, we're going to have quite a bit of stoppage time. But, of course, I mean, Rydalmere, there could be a chance of them scoring a 6th. As Antwi, little step over and then just gives it away straight to Issa. And by the way, good to see she'll hold that thought as there's a pocket of space found by Atsone towards Antwi, tracked by Sorge. Antwi now, is the corner flag his best friend at this time of the game? Oh, it doesn't quite get there, but he's tried to spin around Sorge, still has the ball, cuts it back. Nicholas Atsone shoots, and that's wide. But anyway, shout out to Dominic Crenidi, who's tuning in, and what a surprise, Dominic Crenidi's first assignment of the year is at Adensa Park. Who could have seen this coming? Best of luck with your report tomorrow, Dominic. And, well, Cunningham's got to be careful because he's on a yellow card. Now, whatever Bankstown need to do, it's got to be quick. Through ball. Now, that's more sideways than forwards. So it's 2-on-1 for Rydalmere in this zone of the field if they can settle it, but Bandiera's done well. Now, Speranza, centrally to Sorge. 2.5 minutes of time added on, or thereabouts. It's the pass, and moving across the defenders. Thomas, corner kick. You know what this game hasn't had? A goalkeeper scoring. Because Mario Alexic is certainly asking the question. I know what he wants to do. He wants to live out every goalkeeper's dream. He's still asking. He's still asking. Presumably all hands on deck for Rydalmere as they try and defend this. The keeper, Alexic, will stay as the furthest back, although even he is near halfway. Outswinger into the middle. Rashuda rises. Now shot. It's Issa. It's wide. Into the 4th minute of time added on. Stephen Kreesis with a rather predictable yellow card for delaying the restart. And just a reminder, if you're a big fan of my commentary, and I mean, there's got to be one of you out there, please, but, you know, don't have another game for a while, but I mean, fingers crossed, chuck on a Hills United game when the NPL women's season starts. Hopefully you'll hear my voice. Now, there's a whistle. Urashevsky's been fouled. Our scaffold nearly gets hit again. There's a booking. Did you see? Was that to Thomas? I don't know. I can't tell at this point.
Too busy making sure the ball doesn't hit us.
Yeah, that's right. That was uncomfortably close. But certainly a well-made scaffold. I mean, just without shaming anyone, I've been on some scaffolds in the past. You wouldn't want the ball to hit it just in case. But this This one is very sturdy. Now, into the 5th minute of time added on. And it's Antonio over the dead ball, 30 yards out, right of center. It'd be quite the left-footed shot if it goes in. Instead, he clips it, trying to find a teammate, off a Rydalmere head. Another aerial challenge. Boffa can't really get a touch on it now. Possibility of a counter-attack. And the ball is found to Boffa. Center circle, slips on the ball. Still Boffa. Scooping it through. It's Nicoliello of all people. The centre back, and Nicoliello stopped by the keeper. And the ball comes in and it lands just wide from Boffa. Oh my goodness. Imagine if the centre back had scored a breakaway goal. But what is this? Tony Adams scoring against Everton in 1998? Anyway, wow, I can't believe I just did a Tony Adams reference. Now, good flick from Grossanovski. Mizrak. Can't make a stick, but there's still chance for Bankstown and for Rashudo. Into the 6th minute of time added on. And that's played forwards. Now, that lands out. And in fact, what's going on? Hang on. Ooh, it might be now that there's a player that needs, I reckon there's blood. The body language implies that there's blood for Ethan Thomas. He wants to stay on, but if there's visible blood, he can't. Oh, well. So, more quick drinks. One final pull. Yeah, I can see the blood from here. That's not pretty. That's got to be sorted out and in a hurry. So, actually, what's the restart? Oh, yeah, it's right in front of us. Short throw to Speranza. And, into the... Oh, God, this is a test of my maths. Into the 8th minute of time added on. Here's Antonio. Whipped into the middle. And it could be a chance, but safe hands from Krisis. And he's just going to go for distance. Cunningham's furthest forward. Good header from Speranza. Now, that's almost a flick on. Could be a flick on for Grossanovski, but Krisis was quick. Now, what a crowd we have. What a game that they've seen. But as it stands, the majority of them will go home a little bit disappointed. Of course, it's important. There's only one game out of 30. Still plenty more games for both teams to achieve their aims. And, of course, we know both going for promotion. And now, Ethan Thomas is looking very, very odd. There's some very makeshift bandaging going on for Ethan Thomas, and he's still not been allowed onto the field. So this is my time for my observation. Whenever someone comes on with a bandaged head, actually it won't matter because Rydalmere have won at Jensen Park in their season opener in one of the best games in this competition's history. They defeated Bankstown City by 5-4. Truly a game for the ages. And as the 20 players come on to warm up to get ready for their game, let's quickly wrap this up. It was Bankstown who opened the scoring in the 7th minute via Alec Urashevsky. Rydalmere turned it round to lead by 2-1 at halftime, courtesy of Lamar Nicoliello and Isaac Cunningham's first goal of the evening. Isaac Cunningham then scored again just after the break to make it 3-1. Danilo Mizrak scored to make it for Bankstown to make it 3-2. Adil Tosca scored for Rydalmere to make it 4-2. By Antonio scored for Bankstown to make it 4-3. Alec Urashevsky scored what we thought was the late equaliser to save a point for Bankstown, making it 4-4. But Isaac Cunningham in the 90th minute completed his hat-trick and scored the winner. And that also added to a penalty save by Stephen Krisis from Alec Urashevsky in the first half. That's what's led to the final score of Bankstown City 4, Rydalmere 5. Justin, this is a terrible stitch-up of a question. How do you sum this up to us?
You can't. I've just been standing here with a smile on my face for the last 10 minutes. As a neutral, it's what you want, isn't it? And what a performance from Isaac Cunningham we saw tonight. And just adding, I remember watching Rydalmere last year surrender a lead to the Jets late in the season.
Yes.
Which basically ended their promotion hunt. And for them to, again, the game goes to 4-4 with Bankstown coming back, and then they find a winner.
Yep.
This will give them huge confidence.
Yes. So, there we go. What's still on? Well, the night is still young, fam. So, what else could you switch to? Well, current Streams currently in progress. The latter stages of the NPL men's game at Barton Park. St George's FC leading Wollongong by 2-0. It's halftime in the derby d'Italia. Marconi leading Apia by 1-0. Streams tomorrow in NPL men's. 5 p.m. Sydney Olympic versus Blacktown City, called by James Dawes plus No Fuss Preston. Also 5 p.m. tomorrow, it's Sydney United versus UNSW, called by Teo Pellizzeri and Annabelle Banfield. 5:30 p.m. tomorrow is Western Sydney Wanderers versus Rockdale Illingdon, called by the only Tony, I think, to ever call for Football New South Wales, and that is, of course, Tony Salerno. So it's and actually Dominic Criney is writing that one as well, by the way, just to cover off the point from earlier. And yes, next time you hear my voice on a Football New South Wales stream will be Saturday, 28th of February, 7:15 p.m. Justin and I will be calling Dulwich Hill versus Prospect United from historic Arlington Oval. But it's time to sign off and get out of here because there's a 20s game to be played. Thanks for your support of the Football New South Wales YouTube channel, League One Men's, real football, homegrown, just the way we like it. We hope that this is the first of many games you watch in 2026, and we are so grateful for your support. On behalf of Justin Smith, Football New South Wales, our broadcast partner Sportscast, and tonight's camera operator Nicholas, Eric Subihano signing off from Jensen Park. The final score, Bankstown City 4, Rydalmere Lions 5. Good night.